Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
It's going to be great.
So
It could be great.
It's all gonna be delta. Have to have tight delta.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna back up another 5.
Okay. How's that?
Sure. Let me just look. Make sure I'm have my camera set right.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I'm a little up there. Yeah. Hard to see, actually. Hard to tell. I guess I do have to be pretty far out, don't I? Because of the light bar.
Yeah, you want to be pretty far out. Yeah, definitely. I'll give you. Whoops, not that one. It's all the way back on the. I want to give full vision everywhere.
Yeah, of course.
There, that's full wide on everything.
I don't know, that's not so bad.
Sure. Let's have a look up here. Where's actually, let's look, we could look with bubble, be able to tell how far out you are too.
Yeah, roger. Can give you a porch view. There's straight down from porch view. Here's forward view.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
So it's pretty nice.
That's good, it's up front, yeah.
Might as well give you a bunch of views on it. You
Get all the views.
get spider eyes on it.
Come on, beacon.
Yeah, it's like not moving at all.
Atalanta's 30 meters away.
Yeah.
That's probably because you stepped off 10 meters.
I stepped off 10 meters, so yeah. It's probably going to swing more, judging from when we were working in regular mode.
Atalanta's gonna swing more. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really.
Right over top of the Maris, which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go get it and pull it back and just get them to pay out. As you know, it's okay to be
That side, yeah.
I'd like it to be maybe a little closer, but if it's further, that's better than 2.
Can you remind me which
close.
which mark is the real one? The blue X?
The southern one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
okay.
southern one's the real instrument.
20 meters isn't so bad.
Yeah. I want to back up another 5 and see where
Yeah.
Atalanta's going to settle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad that it's far away. Good, decent separation, hopefully.
Hey. This one? Sure. Not to my knowledge.
Got a pretty good loop there.
Loop?
Well, just the tether. It's like
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
like pulling that hard anymore.
Roger. Yeah, okay. I might get the craft out enough that it's in the light pool.
Sure. Maybe I'll start. You want me to start coming out underneath? Think we're ready for that? Like
Yeah, probably.
turn around and
I still can't do that.
engage.
Yep. I don't know why not.
Sure. Try and back up slowly.
Okay. I'm just gonna leave the arm there.
Okay.
And I'll stay ready to do a jaw close or a craft arm, whatever you think at the time. Atalanta's 25 meters from the beacon.
Do you want to come up?
Sure, yeah.
As I come, well, when I get closer, I guess.
Yeah, roger.
Atalanta would stay right there. That would be pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, it's still moving though, looks like.
Hey, ROV team, would it be too much of an interruption if I answered a couple questions that's coming in our question box?
Ooh, there's Atalanta.
Yeah. This isn't the best time. We're just starting to engage this second wire, which is going to need our full concentration.
Coming up on
For sure.
Delta.
Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.
And it'll probably keep coming up all the way to 25 or so.
Okay. Not seeing the... Don't see it in Herc sonar yet, in the meso.
Yeah, roger. "20 meters from Atalanta. Beacon position still checks out, which is nice.
So 20 meters. We should be seeing it in Herc if it's not, maybe it's not low enough.
I think it might be a bit above you.
Crank up the gain a little bit on this one. See what gain setting we're at.
Okay, I got 25 meter delta. Gonna come to a stop on the winch.
Okay. Come on.
You want to crank the gain up?
I was gonna just see where it was set at. So
Okay.
it's not popping the little window out. Let's
It's
turn it up.
not full screen.
Do you need to hit this?
I think so.
No, usually you just go to the side and it pops out the little settings window.
I think
when
you have to hit
selected.
that first, and then you can go off to the side.
I think it's all good. I think
Oh,
we'll
there we go. Gain. Oh,
53.
let's head 1.
Oh yeah.
100.
100%.
Ooh, 100% gain. Not even that much. Okay. It's probably got to come down lower.
18 meters to Atalanta.
I'm pretty much under Atalanta, so yeah, I probably got to come down.
Yeah, so I have the hook at about 2357 meters depth, so
So we'd have to kind of match those numbers minus 12.
yeah, so I think it's 3 or 4 meters above you.
Do I see something in Atalanta?
In Atalanta you do, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like in the video or
yeah,
the sonar?
You do
In
see
the
something.
video, yeah.
Video, that's the clump weight. And the beacon.
Oh yeah, yep, there it is.
Okay, let's come down 5.
On the winch?
Which?
Yeah, down 5 on the winch, yeah. On the deck winch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Winch, nav.
Go ahead, Nav.
Q payout 5 meters, please.
Copy, staying out 5 meters at the same speed.
I may have just seen.
5 meters.
I think I've got
Roger.
visual Herc. Right here.
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah, I see it. Why is that showing up in the sonar?
Yeah, I don't know. Wonder what the frequency is.
Maybe we need to lower that, but we should see it in, this one's at 3.
Oh, there it is in the sonar,
Yep,
20
you can
meters.
see it now.
Yeah, okay.
I think we should go right for the hook.
Yeah, it's pretty stable.
Yeah.
And then what I'll do is I'll try and back up and create a droop in front.
Yeah, of course.
And then we could lower down. I think once we grab the hook, we could ask for the deck winch to pay out.
Yep.
Like 2-3 meters, just to kind of get that loop there.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, as soon as the grip's closed, go for it.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to ask him to be on standby or...
Yeah,
Sure.
just give them that ahead of time. Yeah.
Winch nav.
Go ahead now.
We have eyes on the hook. We are going to work on grabbing it with Hercules. When we do, we'd like you to pay out 2 to 3 meters. So just want you to be on standby for that.
Copy that. Should that be a pretty slow payout of 2 to 3 meters?
Doesn't matter.
Nope. Quick is fine.
Get the arm a little more out. You let me know when you're ready, Josh.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good there.
Yep.
It's going to bob a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah?
Got
Yep.
it.
Winch, pay out 3 meters.
Jaws locked. You're backing away.
Paying out 3 meters.
Backing up.
I'm halted.
Gonna tilt up on the camera.
3 meters are paid out.
Roger.
Get this out of the way. Kind of, anyway. Nice, okay.
Whew. Nice grab.
Nice flying.
That's the big thing we don't want to get hung up with.
I don't want to bonk that.
We just want to see that in front. So I think we could pay out, let's pay out another 3 meters.
Winch nav.
Go ahead now.
Can we have another 3 meters, please?
Copy, paying out 3 meters at the same speed.
I'm going to let the delta get a little bit taller.
Okay.
I'm going to keep the wire in view more than the ROV. Do you want to go down, right? Are you going down?
That's 3 meters.
Roger.
I'm still 20 off, so.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So want to go down, let's go down another 5.
Winch nav. Please pay out 5 meters.
Copy, paying out 5 meters.
Try and keep it above a 26 meter delta. This is still pretty close.
Yeah, you're 10 meters, 10 meters
10
away.
meters and closing.
Yeah, I'm backing up still.
Yeah, roger.
That's 5 meters.
Roger.
Let's do another 5.
Winch, can we have another 5 meters, please?
Copy, paying out another 5 meters.
Maris is, what, kind of below me right now?
Yep, a little bit behind you,
A little bit
maybe
behind
5
us, huh?
meters behind you.
Okay.
Bubble's looking at porch. I'm going to turn on the down light
Okay, roger.
so we can see.
5 meters paid out.
Well,
Down light coming on.
Roger.
down light's on.
He's all stop on the winch right now?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do another 5.
Winch, can we have another 5 meters, please?
That allows 8 meters.
5 more
Can you see it in 180? Oh, yeah, there it is in 180.
Yeah, nice.
Perfect.
You know, I might lateral away Atalanta.
Yeah.
You good with that?
Yep.
Roger.
I think I know how to do that. I was having troubles the other day, but I think I know how to do it now.
Turn your head and lateral. Is that what you're
Yeah.
doing?
That's
Yeah.
what I'm doing. Ooh, I'm gonna come up on Delta. I don't like what that's looking like.
Yeah, that feels very close to Atalanta.
Yeah, 30 meter Delta, 33. I got a little cozy with you there, so I'll come down again. Got scared, man. Oops, that's the wrong button.
You're going to tilt down on the HD.
Okay.
And porch out.
Atalanta's laterals are working.
Yeah, amazing. You're getting farther away.
Love that.
All the way porched
Me
out.
too.
Love that for us.
I'm going to land on the corner. Unless you want to just go for a hook, but
Doesn't really matter.
I can keep it pretty stable. How's our weight looking? Pretty good.
Weight's looking good.
Do we need to adjust maybe down a
Yeah,
meter? Two?
One to start, and maybe
Yeah.
a second one.
Okay, went down 1 meter.
Roger. Winch, please pay out 1 meter.
paying out 1 meter.
I'm gonna look at what this grip looks like I actually have here.
Yeah, it's like a backwards.
Backhand. Oh, that's actually my favorite. So
Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
yeah, 100%. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. That 1 meter is enough, I think.
1 meter.
Roger.
Can I go directly through the center, or do I have to go through that shackle?
You can go through the center.
Great. Can I do that now, Josh?
Go for it. I'm landed on the corner. Oh, I was.
Oop. I'm not where I thought I was. Hook's
Got it.
in,
Beautiful.
Okay, up.
and I'm away. Let's
All
bug
right.
out.
Okay, come on up on the winch. We can come up slowly.
Yeah.
Paying up. Panning up.
Winch, please come up slowly.
That's copy. Just paying in, calling in.
Arm secure.
Do we want to, like, are we going to, yeah, I guess with that deflection, doesn't matter. We could pick up from right here. We don't have to move the ship, right?
Yeah, we're pretty darn close.
And that big,
And it's
so
2,000
2.5
meters.
kilometers away.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, it's straight.
I'm going to keep, yeah, exactly. I'm going to keep backing up.
I'm gonna stow that. Yeah, you happy with Delta? You coming up, or you wanna stay on that?
I'm just kind of hanging out right here.
Okay, I'll keep that Delta. I will start putting away your hydraulic things.
Okay. Once I see it move, then I might just start running away.
Yeah, Roger.
Do you want to see it come off, Nico, or
It would be nice, but you're going to lose vis immediately.
Yeah,
I can see it in the 180, which is nice.
yeah.
If we can hang back here, that's great.
I'm 10 meters away.
If you want to let Nav or the winch know that,
Yeah, that we're
he's
hooked
getting
up.
close.
Yeah, let them know we're hooked up. Or did you let them know that already?
I did not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Winch, nav. We are hooked up to the device.
tension on
Keep-
shortly.
keep-
Should I stop?
nope, you can maintain tension.
Copy that. Still just hauling in slowly and continuously.
Roger.
Both arms stowed and secured. Porches in.
Roger.
Atalanta still lateraling. Had a lateral.
That was a good move.
Yeah, we're still 8 meters away.
Nice.
It's chasing us.
Nico, if it's a good time, can you tell us what was this platform used for and what are we doing with it?
Let's get this thing off bottom
Oh,
first.
There
there
goes
it
off
goes.
bottom.
Let winch know.
Yeah, let winch know it's off the bottom.
Winch nav, devices off the bottom.
They're cleared.
Keep paying it.
They're clear to haul away. Yep.
You're clear to haul away.
Copy that. Hauling up. Thanks.
Okay, I'm gonna go. And Nico, are we just once they're on board, or we're just gonna recover, or was there any other objectives?
No, this is it. I heard there was some talk about following this up, but if you want to wait for it's on board, that's fine by me.
Can you go to starboard when you turn, please?
Yeah, Roger. Follow it up.
I'm gonna come
Oh,
back
I see. Like, okay. So I'm gonna go back into just recovery position. That'll pull
in.
us
Yeah,
away.
Roger. I'm gonna do a full turn to starboard with you.
Okay, I'm going to starboard now.
Okay. I'm gonna come. Oh, don't look at the tether. Ooh. Don't look at it.
Oh boy.
It's good.
Yeah, it's up.
It's good.
Yeah.
Looked worse than it was. Okay, I'm gonna get my recovery heading.
Okay. I'll start pulling you a little bit.
Okay. Okay, 30-meter delta. I'm gonna not haul in anymore until later. And what do you think, Josh? Do you want to start recovering slow? Let them stay way ahead and come up 10 meters a minute, or
Yeah, let's
15
let
or
them
something?
get above us a ways, and then we
Yeah.
can just like, yeah, come up.
Yeah, cool.
Just kind of stay below it, I guess.
Yeah, totally. I'm still seeing an Atalanta sonar, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hopefully start pulling Atalanta away a little bit here in a
Follow
second.
me. Laterals on Atalanta are no longer active, just auto heading.
That was a very clean clip in. Thank you.
Yeah.
That hook is so much easier.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Yeah.
easier to deal with.
I wonder what the max tension do you log your tension data on that winch?
Yep.
I wonder what that,
Yeah,
Got with the
we'll talk
suction.
to them. Yeah.
yeah.
Great.
So Nico, what'd we do? What was that?
Yeah, so that was a autonomous seismometer that we had at this site, where a lot of our network is usually cabled. There is another cabled seismometer at that site, but unfortunately one of its masses are stuck, which means it is not detecting motion or velocity in the z-axis, I believe. So we put down this autonomous one as a supplement. We did that because the importance of earthquake monitoring in this region, and it's a good thing we did, because over the past few months there's been a lot of earthquake activity out here. And so now when we retrieve this device on board,
Nice.
we'll be able
Nice
to
job.
download that data and take a look and see if it corroborates our other cabled instruments story.
Excellent. And what is the plan for the rest of the evening? What does the next 24 hours look like?
So right now we are going to be slowly recovering while that package makes its way to the surface via onboard winch. And then we will be transiting over to main Endeavour Field, where we have dove a few times on this expedition. It is our intent that this will be our last dive at main Endeavour Field for this expedition, but plans always change. give that caveat. We've got a bunch of objectives there. We're going to deploy a new camera, recover an old one that has stopped working.
Mhm.
We're going to be deploying a gas-tight serial sampler, and we'll also
What
be
kind
taking
of-
some manual gas-tight samples. We have to do a bunch of work around just moving our cables around to address how these new instruments are going to get power. And at the very end of it, we'll be releasing a sediment trap to the surface. That operation will require 2-wire operations, just like we've done here today, except in that one we'll be lowering down a tool basket that will host the camera systems and some of these new experiments.
Right, and we dropped off some items early in the expedition at the instrument platform that will end up in the toolbox. Is that correct?
In the tool basket, yeah. So those are what we call staged for recovery. So once the tool basket is down and empty with the new instruments, we'll put the old ones in and then use a series of cinch straps and carabiners and other kind of little inventions we've made up to secure that into the tool basket before recovery.
Wonderful.
The last thing we want is those instruments bashing around into each other as they get recovered via the winch wire.
Yeah, that would be counterproductive, wouldn't it?
Yeah, especially the big problem is really at the interface between water and air, where there can be quite a bit of ship heave and motion.
Wonderful. And so recovery will take, let's say, 2 more hours, 3 more hours?
Yeah, something like that.
Excellent. And then our transit will take...
Oh, we're actually quite close. So the transit is going to be minimal. It's I'm not even sure if they'll fire on the main engines for that, but we do always have a little bit of ROV turnaround time. So I think after we're on deck, you'd expect that we won't be diving again for another couple to few hours.
Couple to few, yeah. So reasonably near maybe midnight, later than that?
Oh, I'd say a bit before that.
Okay, around 11. We'll call it 11, bedtime. Yeah, and thanks for folks who put their comments and questions in. We were a bit quiet there for ROV ops. And even then, I still didn't have quite perfect timing. I'm still working on it. But, you know, I do my best. And someone's wondering if we have lots of coffee on board. And yes, in many forms. We've got good coffee, we've got bad coffee, we've got instant coffee, we've got chocolate-covered coffee beans. We've got all the coffee we can enjoy.
I usually, at home, drink a lot of coffee. I think I've had 3 cups of coffee this entire expedition.
This entire day?
Entire expedition.
You know, it's
Wow.
funny you say that as well, because normally I am a coffee fanatic. Except at 3 a.m. it just doesn't speak to me. So
yeah, it doesn't hit the same.
no, so I've been having the chocolate-covered coffee beans, and that's been working. And then I don't need a coffee in the afternoon, so
I had that for
I'm also
years. Chocolate-covered coffee beans. They're
coffee-covered chocolate beans.
coffee-covered chocolate beans. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And how'd that treat you, Trev?
Oh, deadly.
Deadly, yeah.
Yeah, like those.
Well, I got a few left. If you need some, let me know.
I'm off the sauce.
Ah, fair. Is that what you meant when you said full beans? Help.
Full of beans.
Full
Full
Yeah.
coffee beans. Full coffee beans. One thing I don't understand is how irregular the sizes are, because when I normally pour my coffee out in the morning and grind it, the coffee beans are relatively regular. Chocolate-covered coffee beans are very irregular.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that.
Did you notice, though?
I did notice, but didn't make the connection that it's different for grinding coffee.
Maybe that's what happens to reject beans. They get chocolate-coated.
Yeah, could be. Interesting. Yeah, I never thought about that.
Some folks asking what we do for fun when there's no work to be done. Well, sleep is very high on the list because there is so much work to be done that our spare time is relatively limited. But that being said, there have been a few heated rounds of crib, a couple of games of exploding kittens. I know someone brought Carcassonne, which I am chomping at the bit to get started with.
If only I had any time off. My 12-hour shift doesn't allow for a lot of free time, and when I do, I am sleeping like everyone else.
Well, again, you know, we make it work, and, you know, we can find out what people like and hang out on shore.
We'll have time someday. We've still got some days left.
I see. That bag behind you that I will not mention by name, but that one,
Oh, you mean this
that,
one that's staring at you?
Yes, it's got stuff in it.
It might have some stuff in it.
Could I have it?
Should we have some dessert?
Just a little.
I can bring it out.
Oh, thank you. Got a great question from a viewer here wondering why the feed out shows June 19th already. Wondering if we crossed the international date line. We did not cross the international date line, but we are operating in what's known as UTC, or Universal Coordinated Time. And the reason for this is that it allows us to verify across instruments as well as across other data sources and perhaps with other users around the world that we are talking about exactly the same time. So we don't have to say, oh well, it was 10 a.m. my time or 2 p.m. your time or 4 p.m. whenever. Universal Coordinated Time gives us the ability to say it was 1:23 UTC, and so they can look for that time. And of course, like I said, it is 1:23 a.m., which is why it says June 19th, is that it is ahead of time. Those ship operations we are basing on Pacific time. We are operating on a regular Pacific schedule, but our data is metadata backed up on a UTC time. Thanks for asking. Thank you. Oh, just one left. Thank you.
Turning off downlight. So much better. Relief.
another great question that's come in. Who has the most time at sea on the ship out of everyone? Unequivocally, it'll probably go to our OET staff. So the ROV crew is just having a little chat right now, but I know that some of them have had 90 days in a row at sea. So with that, and of course all their experience over the years, some of these pilots I've worked with since it's at least 2015. So, you know, you do the math there. You get a quite a lot of time at sea. We also have I don't know what the technical term is, but someone who runs our internet and currently working hard, and I know that he also has had many expeditions out as well. And again, he's working hard, so I won't interrupt him. But there are folks who have, I would go so far as to say, years out at sea, when you cobble it all together and put it together. I don't think anybody's spent a consecutive year at sea, but many months, definitely. And that doesn't even include our mariners, like the captain, and first mate and things like that, which, again, some of these folks have been with us since they started working with Ocean Networks Canada, so quite a lot of hours on the waves. Nico, how many hours would you estimate you have at sea total? And would you mind saying it on SPL? You are not currently. So, pardon?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just wondering how many hours at sea you think you've had.
I would say I've done 12, at least a dozen expeditions, and I think their average length is usually just over 2 weeks, so let's call it 16 days times 12. Is that many days at sea?
Okay. Well, so the way that I do the math is 12 expeditions at 2 weeks each. That's 6 months at sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
so
sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So 6 months at sea overall.
Yeah. I know some people on this boat get that in a single year, so.
Exactly. Someone wondering, has everything gone to schedule, or is it ahead or behind? And the answer is yes. Some things have gone to schedule, some things have been ahead, and some things have been behind.
Yes, we plan diligently and plan out the whole month, and then we usually toss that plan in the garbage on about day 0.5 or day 1 and start winging it.
Well, yeah, exactly. With the weather and the cable ship, we had a number of wingdings that would come in and mess with our plans, so we let them.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lynette, you can change that Atlanta one again. I just wanted to switch these two.
Someone wondering about the purpose of the plastic rings on the device. That was a little bit earlier in the mud. And that was because the one of the devices that was recovered, we'd like to use again. And we'd like to, I can't remember if it is functional or not, but either way, we'd like to either diagnose, pardon me, what went wrong with it, if it is no longer functioning. If it is functioning, we'd love to redeploy it. And so the rings allowed us to basically strap it onto the platform so that as it comes up, we don't have a risk of it falling off or its cord getting wrapped in things or falling overboard. So basically it's kind of a reduce, reuse, recycle type situation in overly simple terms. My favorite, blue water.
Well, I think I should warn the deck crew that there is one shackle inside that top ring already, so they're going to have a bit less space to do their load transfer. But wait till I see Mike out there.
Roger. Wonder what depth we want to hang out at while they're doing that. Like maybe 500 meters. Some drops or whatever, we can bug out and dodge it.
Is it safer to be on the bottom, like looking around?
Well, we've already come up quite a bit here.
Yeah, it's safer to be long enough that we can pull away from the ship if something drops.
Yeah, so I'm currently pulling Atalanta away from the ship a little bit, and then also trying to keep it out the back instead of just letting it. Usually we just kind of let them roam wherever they want, but I don't want to do that this time.
Right.
So I want to stay behind the ship and keep pulling Atalanta a safer distance away from the other wire. But we're well below it as well. We're 300 meters below the package right now.
Right. And that's quite a heavy package, over 700 pounds in water and nearing 1,000 out of water.
Yeah, well over 1,000.
Well over 1,000 out of water.
Out of water.
So does that mean we can anticipate that it's going to hang relatively straight down from the ship?
Yes. Plus they're hauling in fairly quickly, so that'll keep it quite up and down.
Well, we're continuing to track the beacon, so we kind of have an idea where that wire is too.
Most excellent.
Yeah, you have to start to think 3D when you're doing these kind of ops.
Josh, if I may.
Sure.
How long have you been with Nautilus?
The first cruise I ever did was 2011.
I see. So you've got quite a bit of sea time under your belt as well.
Yeah, out on here and a few other ships as well, and yeah, been at sea for a little while now.
Very good. Someone is wondering, maybe you know, I don't, has the current captain been with the ship for... I know that he's been here since 2018 when I last sailed, but I don't remember 2015 just because I have a faulty memory.
I think Pavel's been with the ship since the beginning.
Yeah, I do too.
Beginning of OET, which wasn't OET at the time, it was IFE.
IFE? What does that stand for?
Institute for Exploration.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Institute for Exploration.
There you go. So yeah, some of the ship's crew have been with the ship for a very long time. And
well, this is the 15th year of OET.
So more than 15 years.
Well, maybe that includes the IFE years. So it might be 15 years of Nautilus.
And thank you to the commenter who said it was nice to see some familiar folks. Thank you very much. It's lovely to have nice comments as well. The other folks you mentioned in your comment, I won't read out loud because no, they're not with us on this expedition. But again, that may change as that as expedition change, we get different people. We are not expecting them to suddenly appear after 2 weeks at sea. That would be very strange.
You ever get that where there's someone on the opposite shift from you or something, and it's been weeks out here, and you see someone you haven't seen in weeks, and you're like, where did you come from?
Yes, that has happened. I went out on the Tully, my very first expedition ever, as a wee baby, and 11 days into the expedition, it was like, who's that guy? Apparently, it was an oiler who didn't really like sunshine, so he'd never come up on deck, and if he had, I'd missed him every time. And yeah, when you're out in the middle of the Pacific, it's kind of unnerving to be like, huh, didn't see that guy the whole time.
That's very funny.
Yep. Nice guy, just quiet. And someone wondering, when are we going to go look at sea critters? And I think part of our dive at our next location, are we going to be doing the photogrammetry, or have we finished that, Nico?
It will be time permitting. We have a lot of operations left to do at that site, but we do usually see lots of things. And then after we finish up at Endeavour, we'll be heading probably to Clayoquot or Barkley Sound. And Barkley Sound especially, you'll see an amazing amount of fish at some of our sites. Almost so much so that they impede your operations.
You have to kind of shoo them out of the way.
Yeah.
So Endeavour being the hydrothermal vent system, we don't see a lot of life other than when we're at these oases. We've seen some skates and some fish, but for the most part they are gathered around those vents. So time permitting, when we're doing photogrammetry, we will see lots of critters because they're there. And then Barkley Canyon is an area where we see, well, experience upwelling. Upwelling brings up a lot of nutrients, and with nutrients is a lot of food, more fishes, more things that want to eat those fishes, whales, birds, all that kind of stuff. And so we anticipate seeing more critters there. If you are looking for a critter fix as well, again, our socials are a great place to check out. Our social media folks, we tell them when we've seen some really cool stuff, and they'll post that on socials for us. So I know the last one that was really captivating was a couple of deep sea skates. So that's worth checking out. Another kind of unusual way to see critters, but is also available. If you go to Ocean Networks Canada's data portal, both this dive and several others, we've done vertical transect surveys with Fabio, looking for both crunchies and squishies. And so you can have a look at the crunchies and squishies as they go by, and that's a great opportunity as well to see some neat things. Yesterday we went past very quickly, but there was a dragonfish. Josh, you weren't here earlier to tell us your favorite ice cream flavors. That's a big commitment, but do you think you'd like to?
That is a big commitment. For me, it's pretty easy. Coffee is kind of my favorite.
Coffee flavored ice cream.
Yeah.
Cool.
What do you think of Tiger?
Maybe when I was like 5. Yeah, I'm not a big like licorice, like black licorice anise sort of fan. I mean, it's okay, but it's not my favorite.
Roger.
What is Tiger? You guys keep talking about that. Is that Canadian?
Yeah, black licorice and orange.
Oh.
Yeah. So it looks like a tiger because it's black and orange striped.
Oh.
Hence tiger. I mean, as far as I know, tigers don't taste of licorice.
I'm not sure.
I've
Possibly.
never had a tiger.
I mean, yeah, I couldn't tell you that for sure.
No, but I do believe it is named after the black and orange stripes, and it is orange flavored and licorice, and I would describe it as quite the acquired taste.
I don't think so. I think you either like it or you don't.
I was trying to be polite about it. I don't. I do not like it.
I didn't have to acquire it. I just liked it immediately.
Fair. You know what? I bequeath you all my tiger from this moment forth. Should someone offer it to me, I will be like, nope, please send to Trevor Shepard aboard the Nautilus.
Perfect.
Yeah. Here's a question. Actually, I'm gonna pass to Nav, ROV, and video, because the person is asking, folks that have been on other ships, or have you been on other ships, and what's it like trying to get used to their system? Is it fairly consistent across the board, or is there a strong learning curve for each system? So anyone in the front row want to answer?
Don't everyone answer at once.
Silence.
Yes.
I haven't been on other exploration ships, so I probably am not the best, but I think it took me about 2 days to get acquainted with the Nautilus system.
Okay, 2 days or so. Yep, that makes sense. Trevor and Josh, what about you guys?
From system to system, everything's completely different and exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know
Elaborate?
how to say it any different than that. Like, nothing is wired the same. The hydraulics are all completely different. Video routing, computers, winches, layout on deck, tether handling, it's all completely different. But
essentially, it's the same.
All exactly the same.
I see.
I don't know how to say that.
Still an ROV, and you're still going to do operationally. I would say there's actually quite a bit of differences too, but like depending on the system you're using, you know, there's single body ROVs versus 2-body systems, so that's quite a bit different. There's single body systems that can lift heavy packages, so that's a whole other different kind of operation. But I mean, in general, when you're flying an ROV around, it's set overall, the big picture is kind of the same, but then, yeah, the details can often be, you know, can be different in the way people do things
Fair enough.
or design things.
And then you get down to the even farther details, and it's back to the same again, because
Yeah.
hydraulics is always just high pressure oil, electrics is always electricity.
Com ports are wired up the same, but
Yeah.
you know, whatever. But then
And-
ships can be very different too, and that really dictates how you might operate. So
But I will say that every single ROV workshop has random stuff stuck to the ceiling and walls. That's ubiquitous.
I see. Well, I was thrown off because the scroll ball on my mouse scrolls down instead of up, and that took me like 3 days to figure out. So kudos to you folks for figuring out different systems.
That is true. Some of the times the joysticks on vehicles will be pulled towards you to go up. Sometimes it's pulled towards you to go down.
cameras too.
Cameras too, yeah. Left is right. Sometimes right is left. Sometimes
Down is up and up
up
is
is down, yeah.
Whatever.
Yes, I much akin to using someone else's computer. Fundamentally, I understand what I'm doing, but also, why did you do it that way?
Yeah.
How about Nav? Do they like to mess with you like that? Give you maps of the Southern Ocean just to see if you're paying attention?
I have never really done mapping or navigation on another ship.
Ah, fair enough. So no, they don't. If they give you a Southern Ocean map, you'd be on it right away. No fooling you.
Well,
Unless Nautilus is in the Southern Ocean.
it remains to be seen.
Yeah, fair.
I think there'd be differences in all that too. I mean, essentially the same answer, right? I mean, a USBL is going to be a USBL system, even if it's not Sonardyne or it's something else. But
Right.
maybe you go to a different ship and that team might operate completely differently, and you'd have to like figure out how you're going to like navigate around, or
Yeah.
it could be a different set of parameters that you're being asked to work within. So yeah, it's the same but different.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
I can't even think. I'm trying to think of another analogy that's comparable for people who aren't in this industry. It's like, it's not like driving different cars, because cars are all the same. They all have turn signals. Even a right-hand drive car still got turn signals. They swap the side of the steering column, but you can figure it out. But
Maybe it's like being in someone else's kitchen. You know they have a cheese grater. You know they have a knife somewhere, but where do they keep it? Or like
Kinda, but also
a little bit of that. Yeah.
also, like, maybe they actually put their cutting board on the fridge instead of on the counter. And you have to
Yeah.
chop vegetables 90 degrees out. And you're like, this is kind of not my favorite.
right.
A little bold.
Yeah.
I am gonna try that from now on. My roommate, surprise, find the cutting board.
I mean, sometimes you hear operational things and you're like, what? Okay, fine.
So flexibility in thinking and skill is a good thing to have.
Yeah, I'd say.
Cool.
I mean,
Well-
the team thing is kind of ubiquitous too, though, right? Like, it's always a team environment. You're always working with other folks. You're always trying to problem solve together. So all of that, I think, is similar.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
and no system will have any member of any team that knows everything. Everyone has to lean on each other for their skills, their expertise, their... Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I'm flying up now.
You are
It's
going
not
up
just all of a
fast.
sudden.
Okay, I'll go up faster.
Yeah.
What were you saying? Oh yeah, everyone's got their own little specialties, and you all work together to figure out different problem solutions, whatever, that take advantage of each other's skill sets instead of trying to one person take charge of everything. You just can't. There's too much to do. Or maybe a speeding ticket here.
Oh, you're almost in the red.
I know, yeah.
How did I end up coming 28 all of a sudden? That was wild.
Nice.
I was like struggling at 19 and then just took off.
Front row, what would you say are the three biggest upgrades to the ROV since the expedition has started, or maybe since this is kind of the first expedition of the season compared to last season? What are the three big upgrades you've made?
The three biggest. Okay, well, one is we changed an arm out.
Yeah, that's
So that was
pretty big.
So we're now running Schilling Orion on the port side, which I think has been awesome so far. Been happy with that
Excellent.
change. We also changed two of the hydraulic manifolds out, which operate the Orion arm, and then also operate a bunch of different other things on the vehicle, and also given us a lot more control over the functionality of those systems, like how fast they move, which I think is also, we've immediately seen a huge benefit from that. The third thing, I don't know, we've done, yeah, screens.
Cameras?
We've made some, well, we added cameras. Yeah, the WCA cameras, I guess. We tested them last year, but they're sort of, this is the first time we've used them outside of a testing phase. So that's the 180 cam and the one down low, the cinematic camera. So high resolution imagery and big wide camera up top. So that's a pretty big change too, I would say.
Cool.
And I'm really liking those operationally. Hoping the scientists are enjoying the nice 4K forward-looking imagery there. So, yeah.
What's not to like? It's in 4K.
Yeah. And we've also done some other tinkery type things, playing with some different GUIs and some different ways of moving some of our environmental data on the vehicle up on display. So
What's a GUI?
it's a graphical user interface, so it's your computer screen, how you navigate around your screen and click the buttons, and how you interface with your computer.
So GUI.
Yeah.
GUI.
Yeah.
Cool. We have the, of course, in the beaches, we have the GUI duck, which is G.
Right, that's a different GUI. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, different GUI. Not to be confused with GUI.
Yeah, not to be confused with GUI.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so actually this particular off-season, I think, was from the ROV, from OET's ROV perspective, it was probably the most changes that we've made in a single off-season. We changed the whole frame out last time, but it was a lot of work, but it was a different project.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you gotta keep ahead of what is it called? Preventative maintenance. There we go. I have all the words. I just put them in orders that really don't make any sense.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all there sometimes.
And I won't ask this question of the team, but I do see a question here. Do you feel you're fairly compensated for your work? I, again, do. I'm not going to ask the team. But, again, if anybody is willing to offer me Monday to Tuesday, 1 to 3, semi-recumbent for $5 million a year, just simply write in, and then I will feel very well compensated.
Semi-recumbent.
Yes, exactly. I don't want to stand on my 2 hours of work. Yep. So, yeah, if you have such a job, please let me know. Be available.
Where's it going?
Why are you coming towards us?
Go away. What's it doing?
Pull.
How is it going further away, getting closer to the ship? Some current, some mid-current or something?
Yeah, maybe.
I just kind of backed off. I was being way stretched out, but I kind of dialed it back. But I could stretch
Maybe
some
you
more.
gotta stretch some more.
Stretch some more. Run away. Weird. Giving her all the beans I got right now, but I just took some away, I guess.
Yeah, from the pressure.
The running away bit.
Yeah. I think that's more important than speed at this point.
Yeah.
We'll probably hang out at 500
Yeah.
anyway, so.
Yeah.
And for those who are wondering, we are again on our way back to the surface, having recovered a autonomous instrument that we're gonna poke at, and we are returning to the surface at approximately 22 meters a second. Is that right? 22 meters a
Minute.
no, not 22 meters a second. Holy moly, that'd be fast. How fast are we going?
About 22 meters per minute.
22 meters per minute. That does make considerably more sense. So it should take us about an hour and 12 to get us to the surface. Here's an interesting question for you. As you are heading up, a number of the dives that I've been working with you on have been neither sunrise or sunset, but we do know that at sunrise and sunset that there is the vertical migration of plankton. Have you ever experienced a more crowded commute on your way to the surface, or do you find that it doesn't really affect you?
Last night when we launched, there was a lot of plankton and zooplankton on the surface.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it was about, I don't know, maybe 60, 70 meters down, and it just like was gone, just like this. Yeah.
Interesting.
That was very soupy at the top.
Ooh. Oh, jellyfish. Aptly named the big red jellyfish.
It's a good example of how red is the first color to disappear in the water.
Yep. Oh, look, another one. Or do you think we just went in a loop? Uh-oh.
We just went past that spot again. It's a particularly favorite spot of mine. 1,547 meters.
We're just doing a loop.
Yeah, really enjoy that depth.
Ooh, there goes a siphonophore. Probably a hairy siphonophore.
Wish this connector was at the other side of that box. It's very kickable here. If this gets unplugged, the vehicles go dark, don't they? Isn't it? Is that how
I
that
believe
works?
so, yeah.
Cool. Probably shouldn't kick it. Ooh.
Ooh,
Yep.
what's that?
What was that?
What was that?
Atalanta just got a little motion sick.
Oh dear.
Wow.
It's now a little red.
Some of our viewers have noted we've discussed our favorite ice cream, pizza, and candy, but what about our chocolate bars of choice? Trev, do you have a chocolate bar of choice?
Coffee crisp?
Coffee Crisp, excellent choice. That actually apparently might not be meaningful to some of our American listeners. Apparently they don't have Coffee Crisp.
I just had it for the first time yesterday.
Ooh, and what'd you think?
It was great.
Yeah, they're pretty good, aren't they? Yeah, it's a chocolate wafer and coffee flavored filling.
Yeah, it's maybe kind of like a Kit Kat, but coffee flavored.
Yeah, they're similar. They're not too different.
Yeah.
What's your favorite though, Lynette? America has some really good candy bars, I won't lie.
I don't know. It like changes so often.
Yeah,
you
fair.
know?
I'm very pro non-committal to candy bars. They're all good.
I like the whatchamacallit.
Ooh, I've never had that one. What's it
Good
like?
one. It's like crispy rice and peanut butter and caramel covered in chocolate.
Oh, yep, that sounds awful. Yep, I'll have some of those. Josh, do you have a candy bar of choice?
I don't eat like a lot of those kind of candy bars. I do like the ones that maybe you get in like a more of a chocolatier kind of place. You know,
Ooh.
the fancy ones like dark chocolates.
Do you go to Purdy's Chocolates?
There's this, well, plug a place in Courtney called Hot Chocolates, which they make their own
Ooh.
chocolate there, and it's really good. They make like those ones, they call them actually, I think seafoam. It's like a toffee.
Oh yeah, it's
Like-
like yeah, sponge toffee with
like
chocolate.
With chocolate over it. Yeah, like
Yeah,
those.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
They're,
Canada,
like very light and airy.
yeah, we have the crunchy bar. Do you guys have the crunchy
Yeah,
bar?
kind of like a really good quality crunchy bar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What crunchy bar aspires to be?
Yes. Yeah.
How about you, Ashley? You got a favorite candy bar?
Yeah, we don't have as much access to Cadbury in
Right.
the States. So I
Can we
have
stop for
a
a sec,
hazelnut
Josh?
milk
You want to
chocolate.
stop? Sure.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
I have a hazelnut milk chocolate
going
bar
on?
that's
I'm just seeing weird
dwindling on
winchy
board.
things. Probably nothing, but I'm gonna look. Just looked like it was bundling up on the side there. Gonna haul it slow.
I think I had a
Probably
dream
nothing.
about the winch last night.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You dream about the winch?
Yeah.
No, this looks fine so far.
Okay.
Didn't look good in my dream.
The level one was going left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it's fine. I think it was just dealing with the end. But wanted to be sure, you know?
If I had to go in for myself for my favorite chocolate bar at this moment, I would say it's the Bueno bar. I really like those ones. But again, I find myself struggling to be indifferent to any
Yeah,
chocolate
that
bar.
looks fine.
Okay.
Cool, thanks. I'm gonna go back to ROV cams, or whatever it's called, dive special.
Let's do that. Is it that one? Oh
Nice.
no. Wrong one.
Oh no,
Oh
John.
no, what have I done?
Oh my god.
What have I done?
To anyone that's listening, we're panicking about nothing.
It's always the go back button.
There is?
Yeah, you just hit the dive thing again.
Oh, that go back button. Yeah, I thought there was an edit like an undo.
Like an
That'd be-
undo. Yeah.
That'd be cool. I'd love that in the video system.
I'd like that in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oops, I said something awkward. Undo.
You just want like a tiny little time machine, just for several seconds.
Yeah, about 8 seconds.
No, yeah.
8 seconds, just so you can gauge the reaction and then nope, go back.
You're the funniest person out there. I love that.
It's amazing. It's like she knows like what we're gonna say. Yeah. Nah. Yeah. I think that's one of the great equalizers of being human. You will say something stupid and someone will hear you say it.
Package.
Yeah.
100
Okay.
meters.
Okay.
Raj. I guess we don't need to stop at 500 meters if we're at 1500.
Roger.
1500.
Yeah, maybe they'll have it on board by the time we even get the.
That'd be
get up there.
perfect. That'd be ideal.
Yeah.
Does Herc have a return home button? Like if all else fails? Nope,
No.
Well, it'll float up on its own button.
that's true.
Good old syntactic foam.
If we ballast correctly.
I imagine you said you stowed the porch and the arms, and so I'm kind of imagining him being like a cat loaf. You know, when the cats stow their arms and their legs and they do the loaf position? It's like Herc loaf.
It's just like that.
Same thing, yeah.
Little Herc.
Little Hercules.
It's little arms like this.
Yeah, tucked in like a cat.
Why does it keep doing that?
I don't know.
I just never really heard it referred to as a cat loaf.
You've never heard catloaf? I
Well,
love
not really.
catloaf.
Great. Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard that term.
Yeah. In fact, you know, Josh, I will subject you to many pictures of my cat. He is a champion
great.
loafer.
So
Yeah, I'm sure you're looking forward to it with bated breath.
one of my favorite topics on SPL is cats. You know?
Oh no, I'm going to show you my phone in the galley. You have nowhere to go.
Perfect. I can't wait. Perfect. Yeah.
Excellent. And lucky for you, there's only about 50,000 photos of him.
How many days left on the?
Not enough.
We were talking earlier about people showing up in the middle of a cruise and like didn't know they were there. Josh is going to do the opposite.
Exactly.
Where'd Josh go? I don't know.
He's up in the wall like, shh, don't let her see me.
Hiding in the mast underneath the sat dome.
It's on the monkey deck looking
I've been
down.
in there. I don't want to go in
I was going to say, that's the one place no one
Uh,
will find you.
Up and out of the water. We're going to go ahead and start recovering.
All right, I'll pick the top 10, and I'll show you those. I'll be restrained.
I think that is the best hiding spot on the ship.
Ooh, yeah, it's not.
The satellite dome?
The mast
the
underneath the satellite dome.
Yeah,
You know the thing covered in rope on the social deck?
Yep.
In there.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've been in there once, and I don't think I want to go in there again.
Nice. You really wanted to win hide and seek, huh?
There's cables routed through that, and it's
Ooh,
it's not a fun spot.
I
I don't
see.
even remember how to get in there.
Through the AC room.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's a little hatch at the bottom. Crawl in.
I think they call that a confined space.
Oof. Yeah, we had to have the oxygen sensor thing and
Yeah.
all that going. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna come out of hiding now and not bother with the
Cool.
holding. If you want to do the same or not.
And
Oh, I don't need to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
See ya. See ya. See ya. See ya. See ya.
thank you and good night to those who are listening or those who are finished listening. So, welcome again. We are about to recover a really cool instrument platform, hence all the folks wandering around on deck. And then after that, we'll recover Herc in his catloaf form. And then after a little turnaround, we'll throw him back in and do another dive.
Oh, yeah. Is it a quick turnaround? What are we doing? When's our next launch?
It's
didn't
not
read-
super quick turnaround, actually. I think we're going to try and integrate the bars, and then there's some work to do in the tool basket. It's what I heard rumor of.
Okay.
After a leisurely turnaround, we'll throw him back in.
Well, who knows? The plan could have changed. That was told to me, hours ago.
Right.
Right.
Spending too much time hiding from me.
Monica, have you seen the gullible sticker on the ceiling?
What? Where?
Right there.
No.
It's your favorite thing.
It's my
isn't it?
favorite thing. I love it.
No.
Have you seen the gullible sticker?
I'm trying so hard not to look.
Mustn't give in.
Is it still there?
It is, yeah.
Why don't you check for us?
Well, I've seen it.
Yeah, it says gullible, 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 gullible.
Yep.
There's also Tammy's remote. Do you know the story of the remote?
No.
Tammy's remote? She kept throwing it away and people kept pulling it out of the garbage. Then people started labeling it, "Return to Tammy if found." Then someone velcroed it on the ceiling next to the gullible sticker. I don't know who put that sticker up there, but I'm very happy about it.
Oh, it's probably Ed, I'm sure.
Could be, yeah.
He likes those types of things.
That's a good joke.
It is. Yeah, I'm coming up as fast as I can go.
Roger.
I shouldn't give him any credit for this, but I'm going to have to. So, my sister's partner looked after our apartment for us while we were away once. And I am not sure I'll ever let him do it again because he purchased 600 random stickers and placed them throughout the apartment.
Ooh.
Well, he was kind enough to print a sheet with each sticker on it so we could check them off as we found them. And he did have some real winners. For example, we found Jesus behind the bathroom door saying, "Wash your hands." We also found several cat stickers on the ceiling. That was priceless.
I feel like stickers on the ceiling would probably leave a mark.
No, he actually had the wherewithal to just put them. He didn't stick them.
Ah,
So we were able to collect them. So again, I did appreciate that part of it.
okay.
Yeah. He purchased several cat butt magnets. Those were also placed strategically throughout our home. Yep. You'd think it wasn't that big of an apartment, but when you're looking for 600 stickers, apparently it's huge.
I believe that.
And again, thank you for the kind words in the chat. Always appreciative. If ever I'm feeling insufferable, that's because I'm reading all the comments people are putting in and saving them for later. Trevor, you're quite the clever guy. Have you done any tricks that or pranks that you're willing to admit? Ones that won't have any further consequences at this time?
I'm not really a prank guy.
No, fair. Josh, anything you want to get off your conscience?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really a prankster either.
Ah, fair.
Actually,
we've had some.
I did prank Mike on, not Mike Burns, but you know, the other
Oh
ROV
yeah,
Mike.
Mr. Hannaford.
We used to have on the old ROV frame, there was a tiki, carved tiki on there, and before every dive we would oil it. He wasn't having any of it. He did not want to be a part of that kind of superstition. So we kept finding ways to trick him into oiling it, which is not easy.
Trick him into oiling it.
I feel like there's so many steps into tricking someone into oiling something. Please, could you elaborate?
One person tricked him. I can't remember who that was. One person tricked him into oiling it by, it was right at a launch, like right at a high stress time, and they were going to oil it themselves, but they like fumbled and struggled and like, "I can't figure it out. Mike, help me. I don't know how to do this. I can't launch without it." And Mike's, "Oh, give me that." And he just does it. And he's like, "Wait."
Oh, fabulous.
And I rigged up a piece of tubing on the vehicle, so he thought he was filling up one of our compensators, and instead it put the oil onto the tiki. "Mike, could you fill this for me?" He's like, you just do it." "Oh, I need a hand." "Oh, okay." Helps me. Plugs it in, fills it, oils the tiki. "Thanks, Mike."
Very good.
It'd be funnier if you knew Mike.
I believe I did meet that Mike.
You
actually.
probably
I
have
did.
met Mike a few times, I imagine, over the years. He's done many ONC
Yeah,
crews on many different systems.
yeah. I think that sounds familiar. Lynette, you're sitting over there so innocently, but I'm getting a read here. No,
You're right, totally innocent.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. Yeah. Yep.
Must have been some pranks on the, you know, the island. Which island were you on again for months and months?
Palmyra?
Palmyra, that's right. Any pranking going on there? No?
I don't know. Not really.
Really? Huh.
No.
Do you ever read And the Sea Will Tell? It's a book about Palmyra.
Yeah, there are several copies on the island.
I'm sure,
But
yeah.
I did not read it.
Fair enough.
Let's see. And video?
Uh,
You up to no good?
yeah, nothing I could talk about on this.
Ah, fair, fair. Yeah. It's not that they haven't been committed, they're just not SPL friendly. I accept that. Cassie, you ever play any pranks on anyone?
I'm sure I have, but at the moment I'm struggling to think of any that come to mind.
We were talking about data steward pranks this morning, you know, like putting everything in hexadecimal or, you know, switching deleting 1 0 from every line, every ID, you know, just to see how long it takes them to notice, which would be seconds as the whole system bursts into flame.
You know, there are a lot of things that can, you know, blow up Oceans 3.0. At one point or another, most of us have input something that has caused Oceans 3.0 to protest.
I see, I see. Well, hey, if you did it intentionally, it's a prank. If you did it unintentionally, it's an accident. There you go.
Yeah, I'm sure whatever, you know, SPL-friendly pranks I've pulled in the past will come to mind much later.
I see, I see.
Oh, well, I guess my mother has a fear of snakes, and I suppose it's not very kind of us, but we have toy snakes we hide around the house.
No, I don't think that's kind, but I bet it is darn funny.
Of course, the instrument that's hooked on is on the other side, so we can't see if it's still.
I'm very curious.
Yeah.
Come on,
Let
tell
me
us.
see. I want to see.
Can't see.
Oh,
Oh, put it back in the water, yeah.
Well,
Someone has written in the chat as well that their house was once besieged by googly eyes. Stick-on
yeah.
googly eyes. And yes, I have purchased
Classic.
many a sticky-on googly eye in my time.
I think
Yeah.
those are the best pranks.
Yeah.
They're harmless and hilarious.
Yeah, those are the only kind to go for. As if not everybody's laughing, then it's not worth it.
I mean, eventually my mother laughs.
That's good. That's good.
She tried at one point to get like toy snakes as like cat toys to try to desensitize herself. It didn't work, but it did turn out to be the cat's favorite toy, so she was stuck with it.
Oh, darn it. My sister has this tea steeper, and it looks like the Grim Reaper. It's called the Grim Steeper.
Of course it is.
Yes, and she always puts it in the cupboard looking at me. And so I open the cupboard, and there's the Grim Steeper. Like, hello. Ah! Gets me every time.
A few years ago, I had a roommate. He was so excited about his new phone. He's getting a new phone in the mail. 5 days till I get my new phone. 4 days, 3 days, telling everybody in the house. So it came while he was out, so we hid it and gave him a big scavenger hunt. He had to find it. Running around following clues for hours.
Oh, man. Did he find it?
Yeah, he did.
Awesome. I had a friend actually look after my apartment, still friends, and whoever designed my apartment designed every drawer in the apartment to be exactly the same size. So she moved my kitchen drawers, my bathroom drawers, all my drawers, totally rearranged, and I had no idea for far too long. That was a good one too.
That does remind me, one of the offices I used to work in, we used to pull pranks on each other when someone would go on vacation. We'd do something to their cubicle or their office space. And,
Yeah.
I came back from vacation one time and my keyboard, my G and my H and my M and my N had been swapped around.
Oh no.
I noticed the G and the H right away, but the M and the N took a little while.
That would take me a while.
Funny.
I had a colleague who accused me, rightly, of, of covering her entire office in tinfoil when she went to sea. Or actually, it was newspaper. It wasn't tinfoil, it was newspaper. Couldn't get enough tinfoil. But I did find a stack of newspapers, and we did everything. We did all of the books that she owned in her office. We did every one of her business cards. Stapler, paperclip, you name it. We had nothing but time. She was out at sea. She came back, her whole office was just newspaper as far as the eye could see. And that was in 2012, so 12 years later, I finally admitted on air, yes, it was me. You accused me from day one. So, you know, I'm pretty sure you knew, but just in case, it was me.
2 minutes late. I'm
What?
ashamed. I'm so sorry.
We had another coworker go on vacation, and we had a whole bookcase full of empty 3-ring binders. So we opened them all up like big teeth and left them all over the floor and surfaces of his office, like little traps.
Like mouse traps.
Yeah.
Nice.
On another occasion, I had a coworker who was very fond of his office plants, and they all went on a little vacation when he went on vacation, and he had to hunt around the whole building for them when he came back.
Very good.
Took him a while to find the fourth one. Someone else had adopted it and just considered it their own.
Is that my plant, Steve? No, that's Greg. Are you sure? It looks a lot. No, it's Greg. Because plants need names, of course. You can't have unnamed plants.
I'm sure his plants must have had names.
It's. Trevor, are we doing loops again? There's another red jelly.
Yeah, it's 1,555 meters again,
Ah, I knew it.
or whatever it is I said the first time.
Yeah, I know. I could read the screen on my own, but why bother? And I'll move my mic out of the way. For those who are curious, much as we are, they are moments away from pulling the platform onto the deck. And you can see that in the quad view. They are hooking it and about to bring it up, and we'll find out if all of Gabby's hard work roping that seismometer in worked.
Moment of truth.
Now, Gabby, I do know you're here in the van, but would you like to be on deck instead?
No, I'm oh, it's definitely dangling.
Oh. Well, I was going to say, I would happily take on your role. I'm underqualified, but overconfident. Oh, yeah, underqualified and overconfident.
I love it. Oh, it's so far. Okay, so far I still have hope that it's all attached.
Excellent.
I'm glad we spent 47 hours putting it on.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
But it's so fun.
Yeah, well, and it made great TV.
It made such bad TV.
I don't think it is dangling. I think it's on there.
I think it's on there, too.
What?
Yep.
It made not good TV, Monica.
I disagree.
You couldn't see anything that we were doing. I couldn't see anything that we were doing.
Oh, but the banter.
We were doing a lot of like, but what if you, and then like making arm gestures. What if you what if you grabbed it like this, and what if you did that? And
Right. Well, and again, you are in quad view, so you still are on TV, my friend.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, all of those gestures were really hard to catch in the dive log.
It's like shadow puppets with Gabby.
Yeah.
Shadow puppets.
This is no longer C-Tube, this is Shadow Puppets with Gabby.
Yeah. Yep. Serious question in the chat, always keeping us on the straight and narrow. Appreciate it. Are we going up or down? And we did get the platform in the end, and we are in fact heading on up. The plan is to recover the vehicle and do a little maintenance, and we're going to take a little drift, I believe, over to our next Endeavour site. It's hardly worth firing up the engines for, so I believe we're just going to drift over there. And then we will dive on the Endeavour site again, and that'll give us the opportunity to recover the tools in the tool basket.
Actually, we're going to deploy the tools in the tool basket.
I'll be in here by myself. Sorry, say that again, Cassie?
We're deploying tools on the tool basket.
Yes, so there were some tools that we put to the side at the very beginning of the expedition before we had to get out of Dodge because of the weather. So we'll recover some of those, but as you say, not before you empty it. It is kind of the elevator theory. You have to get the people off the elevator before you get new ones on. And then we'll bring it back up. And then we will do some more diving, and if time allows, some photogrammetry. So there's much more adventures to come. And of course, we are out here for a whole nother week or so. Who's counting? But that means we'll have more TV.
Yeah, I think this next dive is going to be a long one. It's going to be over a day, I think.
36 hours is the is on the board of
estimate,
lies.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, are we going to take bets on that one?
Hmm.
I know the dive plan says to take bets on how long that sediment trap takes to get to the surface.
Well, again, I did bring my favorite currency to bed in, which is peanut M&Ms.
I expect a delivery of peanut M&Ms at some point.
That's
Oh yes,
really funny.
yes, I will meet that need. I promise. Well, why use something as boring as money? Yeah. I bet 7 green M&Ms that we will make it to the surface.
Is the current coming from the starboard? Okay. Okay. Well, then I probably don't have to do anything about having drifted to the starboard.
Yeah, we can take a look at the ADCP because sometimes this is not
absolutely
super
backwards.
reliable. Yep.
Plus we're still 850 meters down, so
Yeah.
be something else. We did notice at about 850 that the beacon package swung quite a bit.
Oh, really?
down
So we
at
might
about
even
850, so we might be in that
might
same.
see it soon.
Yeah.
I'll be ready.
I don't see any floppy sensors, so it looks like, you know, magically managed to get it rigged.
Magic, pshaw. It was hard work and perseverance. It was absolutely magic and luck.
You know, the counter-argument to perseverance, magic
Yeah.
and muck.
Yeah.
And the viewers have said that we are the equivalent of Red Dwarf, high in comedy, low in production. Or at least that was.
It was, as far as TV goes, pretty low-end production because of all the dust.
Yeah, fair, fair. And
And the non-viewing of the thing that we were working on.
Yeah, just not being able to see it at all.
Yeah.
it was too boring previously. We just decided to add a little spice and got a little carried away.
Yeah.
Too spicy. And what do we do for fun on Nautilus? That's a great question that we have had a few times, and I'll give you the same answer. We like to sleep because many of us are working very long shifts, and so sleeping is a really fantastic use of any spare time you have. If you find that you have had enough of the inside of your eyelids, you can play games. There are lots of games available. Cribbage, Exploding Kittens, Hide Your Coworker's Important Item, another very good game.
Is that why my mug went missing for a whole day?
I'm starting to think so. I'm starting to think that was it.
Hide your coworkers.
Your favorite
Just
item?
for the viewers out there, that's not a game.
Oh, isn't it? Isn't it? Gabby's lucky. She's sleeping the opposite ship to me, so all her stuff is protected.
Oh, I think it's protected by the fact that you don't know where I live.
I have limited choices on board a vessel. I mean, I'm still getting lost on this thing, but, you know. Yeah. You also have to, if you're going to do that, it has to be someone who really likes the item, you know, like, have you seen my stapler? You know, you don't hide items on people who are like,
Yeah, it has to be an important item.
Yeah, but not so important to cause panic. It has to be right in the middle. Yeah.
The perfect funny to mean ratio.
Exactly. It's it's a what is it? An axis point on a graph. You can't.
Yeah, an inflection point.
Inflection
Absolutely.
point, there you go. Thank
Yeah,
you.
the funny to mean ratio is important in comedy.
Very much so. Yep.
Are we going into a quick turnaround after this?
I don't think so. I think we might be going into bars installing
Installing a bars.
onto the vehicle.
Oh, okay, got it. I was thinking we probably had to install it onto the vehicle before we installed it onto the seafloor. Yeah, I understand what you're saying now. Oh, installing the temp probe bars. Fun.
I believe so.
Okay.
So there's a question here. one of our viewers, is trying to figure out which red dwarf characters we would be, and unfortunately I was born the year it played, so I don't remember the episodes. I wasn't paying attention. So assume that I'll be flattered until I investigate the character, at which point it will be maybe a mixed result. So I'll leave that to you, dear viewer.
Yeah, report back.
Me, if I'm flattered or offended?
No, just have the viewer needs to report back.
Yes, please. Please do assign us who
Calculate, make your calculations and report back.
Yep.
And then we'll research.
Yep, and maybe...
Back deck, we have package back on board. Your server side is clear.
It was always interesting when someone says, you remind me of such and such a character. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm so flattered. Other times you're like, I'm going to go rethink my life.
Actually, yeah. I think I would be flattered if somebody said I reminded them of such and such a character. But nobody's ever said that about me.
Challenge accepted. I'm going to think long and hard.
Yeah, you can think about it. I don't know that I remind people of characters.
Front row, just as we have a few more minutes and then I'll wrap it up. But what is the longest that you've piloted for? Do you generally aim for a certain amount of time? Is there a preferred time, or is there like a, go until your eyes bleed?
Done all of those things. Typically we do 4 hours at a time on board here. Yeah.
Cool. And what's the longest one you've had to do? That was a very heavy sigh.
Not from either. Oh, was
that
it?
was me.
Okay.
I mean, I've done 12 hours before.
Yeah.
Of just sitting in the seat?
Yeah. Yeah, not very often.
Right. Sounds kind of like road tripping. At first it's great, and then 12 hours in, you're like, oh my goodness.
I like to keep it 2 hours to each seat, but I often am set up with that luxury, set up for success. Like, we'll switch. So like, we often do 4-hour shifts. So it's 4 hours in the van at a time, and I'll be sitting with somebody who can sit either seat. And so I'll do 2 hours in each seat, regardless of like whether I'm the senior or junior pilot on that watch. It's usually how it ends up working out, which is nice. And we're doing 2 hours in each seat for this cruise too, which is a lovely amount of time for each seat, with like some sort of diverting from that when like somebody's really got their head in a problem and they'll stick around for a little longer to finish.
That does make sense.
Yeah, the 2 hour operation, we're not going to switch right in the middle of like grabbing onto the hook. So yeah, we'll, or your head's in some puzzle like the rope the other day.
Yeah, totally.
Like, there was no sense in swapping in when, you've sat there and figured out where every little piece of line is going, and then you got to refigure it all out again.
But 2 hours, if you're doing 2 hours in each seat, that leaves you enough brain space that like if you need to do 4 for some silly reason, you can.
Silly.
That makes a lot of sense.
I'm funny though. Once I get like nestled in there, sometimes it's hard for me to peel myself out of it. I like just kind of, I don't know.
You like the chair?
I understand that mentality, but I will do that until my brain is not connected to my peripheral nervous system anymore. And like, I try and head that off.
Yeah.
You can get like, I especially get it with the arm, like fatigue, where like somehow your brain's not connected to your hands anymore.
Yep.
And things don't happen the way you want them to. And then you're just like, okay, I gotta get up.
Yeah, the arm is funny. It took me a long time, like a lot of years, to understand, to make my body realize that I didn't have to grip the thing so hard because it will grip for me. And I would like hold on to it very firmly when really you don't actually have to do that. And then once I finally learned how to relax my hand, then I could do it for a lot longer.
I never have that trouble when I've got it in flute mode.
Yeah, I can see that.
But in up mode,
mode,
I've never, this is the first time this is the first cruise I've used it in that up mode. And yeah, it makes my, I'm not relaxed in that position yet. But flute's okay. But still, like, it's not so much the muscle fatigue for me. It's like brains, which you can also train. And like, if you do it enough, like 2 hours becomes easy, and then, you know, just have to be at it.
It's one of my favorite things. The arm puzzle is my favorite game these days for the past while.
Yeah.
Well, Josh, you've kind of scared me into realizing that when I play video games, hitting the button harder does not mean the character hits harder.
That's right.
Oh dear.
It can. It depends on how good your controller is.
I'm going to go with probably not in my case. Yep. Okay, we do have a few more quips and then one sensible question, so allow me to give you the quips first. So the quip first is, who likes cold curry for breakfast and can't play guitar? Because apparently that will help discern our characters. And I got Christine Chikansky, quick-witted and deadly funny. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then I was also compared to a female Chandler Bing. So
oh, that is a compliment.
yes, it is. But that's the quips for now. But here's a great question. Left and right manipulator arms, they have different functions. Can you elaborate on what the different functions of each arm is, please? And go.
You want me that?
Josh was looking at me and I was studiously looking away.
They have the same functions. They actually
well, no, they don't.
No, they don't, actually.
Technically,
they used to.
I think the Orion is a 4 function.
No.
Right?
No, it's a 7.
We got shoulder at, okay. I just read the brochure because I have to tell Jamie about it, and it says it lists 4 functions. It says this is a 4-function arm, but it's actually called a 7 P or a 7 R.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's got different they've got different technical functions. Like there are, when we talk about functions on an arm, we're actually talking about joints and the direction that they move. So like both arms are 7 function in that both of them have 7 joints. But on the left-hand side, one of the joints is a rotating elbow.
Okay.
And on the right-hand side, there is no rotating elbow. The elbow just goes up and down. So they have different ways, they have different kinematics, we would say. They have different ways of achieving the same goals. But there's also another difference between the two, and that's the way you drive them. So on the right-hand side, we have a positional arm, and on the left-hand side, we have what we call a rate arm. So on the left-hand side, you're driving cylinders, like pure and simple. You press a button, and this cylinder gets longer, or this cylinder gets shorter. The arm goes out, or it goes in. And you just hold the button down until it's gone as far as you want it to go. So that's a rate arm, and that's on the left-hand side. That's the Orion. On the right-hand side, we have a positionally correspondent arm. So there's feedback. So we position a topside controller in the position we want it to take. And the arm moves to correspond to the topside controller's position. So you're directing the position that you want the arm to take as opposed to the actual things you want it to do to get there. I'm not explaining that very well, but it's a vastly different way of controlling and positioning an arm, and it makes the right-hand arm much more dexterous. We can do much more, like much faster and more like teeny-weeny, like particular movements with it.
Right, and that gives you precision when dealing with same
yeah, precision and speed in this case. Okay. Like the other night when we were undoing the knot, Trevor was throwing the rope to himself, essentially, and catching it. And even when we get the left-hand arm, the rate arm, dialed and like on joysticks, it will be hard to do that.
Okay, cool. And how does this compare to the old Mongo arm for the long-term viewers? Oops, squiddy! Whee! Sorry,
Josh, you can take that one.
You got to yell "wee" when the squids go by.
That's an easy to answer because there's not a whole lot of difference really in generally how the IC Magnum worked. It didn't have that rotary actuator, that second rotary actuator for the elbow, but it was a rate arm just the same as the Orion is, so it was still just valves moving cylinders.
Very good.
But yeah, the cropped arm is neat just because you can move all the functions at the same time. And that's the biggest difference.
Cool. And someone is asking if Herc is right or left-handed, and I would say that he's
Right-handed.
right-handed. I was going to say
Absolutely right-handed.
Right-handed. 100% right-handed.
excellent. And what makes you say that so distinctly?
Because if you wanted to write with Herc, or you wanted to, I don't want to say play hockey, because it turns out all Canadians play hockey left-handed.
How about use scissors?
If you wanted to use scissors with Herc, you'd do it with the right hand.
Okay, cool. Very good, thank you.
Did you catch that I figured out about how Canadians play hockey? This is how good I'm getting at being
It's
Canadian.
a massive generalization, which was wildly incorrect, but
60, I think it's 60 or 70% of Canadians play hockey left-handed.
so
I
that
tried
means
playing
30 or
hockey
40% play hockey right-handed?
Yeah.
I tried playing hockey for the first
That's
time this winter.
way different than the percentage of hockey players who are left-handed.
Sure.
Yeah, and
Sure.
I was like really unsure, like which
which way to hold it?
which way to hold the stick, like which way felt more natural. And I was like, well, I'm right-handed. I guess I'll get a right-handed stick. And I was like,
No.
this feels way weird. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting a left-handed stick, and then I found this statistic
Yeah.
about Canadian hockey players, and everyone plays left-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Josh-
does 60 to 70% turn into everyone?
I think
only
it's because
10% of the population is left-handed.
yeah, I think it's because it's all
Just the
like everything's
percentage.
relative.
And
Like,
so how does the U.S.
the
do there?
U.S. plays right-handed.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're majority right-handed, like 60% right-handed.
So
So
I
their
guess
dominant hand lower. That's the way they like to be.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
there's a lot more than
Do
the
we want to
Stanley
keep
Cup
coming
riding
up
on
or
this.
stop at 500?
How are they doing on the deck? That's sort of a deck question. I think you
Okay.
could ask Mike how they're doing and
All right.
give them our estimate to the surface and stuff.
I'll give him a call.
We can hang out at like 100 or 50 too, right, till they're ready. Well, we got to do a little, well, maybe we'll get to bus spot. We got a little maneuvering to do, but we're pretty good.
I guess the Stanley Cup will be definitive in more than just who's good at hockey. It's which side is better. And Gabby, someone has requested that if ever the moment strikes us, if you can use Herc's hand to write his name in the mud, please grab that opportunity.
Sorry, I didn't hear that, Monica. I was
no worries.
listening to radio traffic. What was that?
Oh, someone said if you ever get a chance to write Herc's name in the mud with a stick, please do so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have we ever done that? Has anyone written with Herc? I've played chess with Herc.
I don't know if that would work.
With Herc or against Herc? A very important designation.
I've played chess as Herc.
Ah, yes, good, good, good.
It was the first arm move anyone ever had me do, was move a chess piece.
And how'd it go?
Decent.
Good.
I guess.
Good.
I didn't like checkmate anybody.
Well, you also didn't fling it, which is probably good.
I didn't fling it, no.
Good, good.
What did Mike say? He wanted us to wait a little bit?
No, he said keep coming up as is, and he'll let us know
Okay.
if
When we stop
he
at
needs
50?
us to pause. Yeah.
Yeah, we can hang out at 50 or whatever,
Okay.
or 100 or wherever we feel comfortable.
Okay.
The weather's like beautiful, so I'm sure
Yeah.
50 is just fine.
It looks like I'm starting to come back around a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you want to start streaming forward at the standard 400 meters, or?
I think so.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless deck has a reason not to.
Yeah, the weather's
Yeah.
just flat calm out there, it looks like right now.
It's
so nice.
beauteous.
They probably won't even notice.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, I am going to take this moment, because we are nearing that that lovely threshold, to say thanks to everybody who was listening this evening, and good night as we head to the surface. Of course, if you're interested when we're next diving, socials are a great place to check out. Our next dive should be a long one, so you have an opportunity to kind of tune in all day. But again, socials will help you out. And I am going to go quiet so that they have the opportunity to think through all the things they need to do to get Herc on board. But we look forward to answering more questions tomorrow, and stay safe and good night.
Bridge nav. Hey, the ROVs are currently at about 400 meters depth, expecting to be at the surface in about 15 minutes. Can you secure the tanks, enable air to tuggers, and let me know when the captain's on the bridge? Thank you. And can we start tracking a line forward 0.3 knots? Thank you.
Oh yeah, this is going to be great.
Do you think that current is real, Lynette? Wind and current right now?
I believe the wind maybe. The current looks a little bit stronger than what the ADCP is showing.
And the direction? That direction seems...
ADCP is showing 0.4 knots.
Oh, okay.
234. So
Yeah, okay.
about the same.
So if we kept this heading, we'd be pushing over to port then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess there are worse ways to go.
Yeah.
I'll try and counter it.
Go ahead, Bridge. Perfect, thank you. Bridge nav. We'll switch over to radio comms channel 1. Thank you.
What's up? How do you mean?
Yeah, good.
You are on SPL. What is it?
Little fidget toys. There's not there's not a whole lot of wind. Like I'm wondering if the bridge would be willing to turn their heading to port a little bit, or sorry, to starboard, like just to put us a little more head on into the current. Because like that's
It's
pretty.
starting to take me over.
It's pretty cross currenty. And then maybe we'll at some point, like at 50 or whatever, we come up to 0.5. I think that'll help to keep us behind the ship. But we could ask if they'd be willing to turn a little bit. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Whatever they think. I mean, I don't want to be in the trough or anything, but maybe they could take a little bit more out of it.
That made a really big difference, though. I'm fighting it quite well right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
10 degrees to starboard.
Yeah. Yeah, and then maybe when we get close to 50, you okay with speeding up to 0.5? Is that all right? Okay.